since these guys on TV, they making this crazy amount of money, but it's never like that. It never was like that. So when I fought Ricky Burns in Scotland and won my first title, I come back home and I got to fight Gamboa. I'm thinking they're going to pay me like $1 million.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, what? You know, I just fought this dude. I just went over there. And
You remember what the purse was?
It was like 500,000
For champion?
Yeah. So I was just like, okay, you know, because that's the type of person that I am. I believe in myself.
I'm very sorry for Terrence's actions. His actions led to the WBC decide something.
Terence Crawford has just done what no fighter before him ever dared to attempt. He's taken on the most powerful organization in boxing, and this time, it's not in the ring, but in a courtroom. Crawford has officially filed a massive $50 million lawsuit against the WBC, accusing the organization of corruption, favoritism, and financially exploiting fighters behind the scenes.
Mauricio, you know, got a lot to say about me not paying him $300,000 plus another $100K something for sanction fees, right? Then he gonna tell me I ain't even apologize. Like, who the fuck you think I am?
The same counsel that once crowned Crawford champion is now firmly in his crosshairs. The dispute began when he refused to pay sanctioning fees for his title defenses, a quiet disagreement over money and control that quickly spiraled into a full-blown legal firestorm. Now the entire boxing world is watching. Errol Spence has spoken, Dana White has weighed in, Oscar de la Hoya is furious, and everyone has picked a side. Before diving into the lawsuit and the chaos it sparked, it's time to rewind to the moment boxing turned upside down.
He never paid the sanction fees for that fight. His next fight was Canelo Alvarez. He fought for the WBC title as well as the other three organizations, and he won the WBC title and the undisputed. He became undisputed, and he did not pay the sanction fees for the fight.
On December 3rd in Bangkok, Thailand, the unthinkable happened at the WBC convention. Terence "Bud" Crawford was officially stripped of his world super middleweight title. The council claimed he failed to pay sanctioning fees for major bouts, including fights with Canelo Alvarez and Israel Madrimov. What the WBC called business, Crawford saw as betrayal, and within hours, he fired back with an 8-minute video that went instantly viral.
Boy, you better slap your fucking self. I ain't paying your ass shit. Fuck you talking about paying you $300,000. What makes you so motherfucking better than any of the other sanctioned bodies, huh?
His message was ruthless and unapologetic. Crawford dismissed the WBC's green belt as nothing more than a trophy, arguing that the only belt that truly matters is earned in the ring. He made it clear he wouldn't pay inflated fees just to satisfy one organization. This wasn't just an angry outburst, it was an open act of rebellion.
Answer that question. What makes you better than the WBO, the IBF, or the WBA? Everybody accepted what I was giving them. But you, the WBC, think that you better than everybody, don't you? So since you, the WBC, and you got the fucking green belt, which don't mean fucking shit, fucking real belt is the ring belt, which is free, motherfucker.
Crawford had openly rejected one of boxing's most powerful governing bodies, publicly calling their belt worthless. And while fans praised his honesty, the WBC refused to let it slide. President Mauricio Suleiman moved fast to regain control of the narrative, calling the situation very unfortunate, while standing firm on the decision. He claimed Crawford chose not to follow the rules, leaving the WBC with no alternative, and argued that the unpaid fees were minimal, with most of the money meant for the Jose Suleiman Boxers Fund, a charity for retired fighters.
And which is unfortunate that most of that money was allotted. It was going to go to the Jose Sulaiman Boxers Fund, which helps so many fighters around the world. But it's unfortunate that it will carry on this as a money matter, which is not.
Sulaiman pushed back hard, denying claims of a flat 3% cut and saying fees are adjusted, with $225,000 of a $300,000 charge going to the Boxers Fund and only $75,000 covering staff. He insisted every dollar brought into the WBC goes back to boxing and serves fighters. But instead of calming the storm, his comments deepened the skepticism, as critics pointed to lavish conventions and murky finances, just as Crawford's longtime rival stepped into the debate.
I mean, it makes sense, but I mean, I think he should have talked about it, before, because now he's talking about it when he don't need the WBC anymore. And he should have talked about it, way back when. When I said something, he should have spoke up and said something about it too, so.
When Errol Spence Jr., Crawford's longtime rival and one of boxing's most respected voices, spoke up, fans paid attention. He questioned the timing of Crawford's stance but didn't rush to defend the WBC, instead reinforcing the real issue, transparency. Spence pointed to flashy conventions, lavish dinners, and awards, saying fighters still have no clear accounting of where the money actually goes. Even from a rival, the cracks in the system were impossible to ignore.
We definitely see, there need to be some account of where's the money going, because, we don't know. Is it going to, because all we see is like them having, big dinners at fights and big dinners fights and, they have big, what's the things they be throwing? Big annual, conventions and things like that. So, it should be accounting of where the money going, like Canelo's huge purse, and then you get 3% of that or whatever y'all agree on.
Crawford wasn't just fighting for himself. He was shining a light on a deeper problem in the sport. While Spence offered a measured response, the next voice to weigh in was anything but balanced. When UFC boss Dana White talks about boxing, people listen, even if they don't like what he has to say.
Listen, if you look at how this thing's playing out, and first of all, let me say this. I love that all these boxing guys love the Ali Act the way it is now. I want to see how many of them actually stay there and do that version of the Ali Act instead of the add-on that we're going to do.
Dana White didn't mince words, saying it doesn't take a genius to see what's really going on, and suggesting those protesting the loudest are often the problem. He stressed that Crawford didn't need permission to speak, calling him his own man who said exactly what he believed.
You know what I mean? You don't have to be a fucking rocket scientist to see what's going on with all these guys. All these guys that are crying the loudest are the fucking problems. They're the problem, every one of these guys. And, Crawford, nobody told Crawford to say anything. Crawford's his own man doing his own thing, and that's how he feels. And
White went even further, taking aim at promoters who defend boxing's system and daring them to live under the same rules they praise. It was classic Dana White, brash and unapologetic, but his stance gave Crawford's defiance new weight, making it feel less like a tantrum and more like the start of a movement.
All these promoters are saying the Ali Act is perfect and this is the way it should be. I want to see them all stay in it. I want every one of them to stay in the Ali Act as it is now for the next however many years.
While Dana White cheered from the sidelines, another legend had a very different take. Oscar de la Hoya, who fiercely protects boxing's traditions, took Crawford's comments as a personal affront. On December 4th, he unleashed his fury in a fiery Instagram video.
Today I'm pretty pissed off. Terence Crawford, he told the WBC to basically go f themselves yesterday and is refusing to pay sanctioning fees to them for his $50 million fight against Canelo. $50 million!
I'm pretty pissed off, De La Hoya said, blasting Crawford for telling the WBC to go to hell. after earning $50 million against Canelo. He called Crawford arrogant and hypocritical, reminding him that his rise came through the very ranking system he now disrespects.
Did he forget where he came from? Or how he got there? How do you think you rose to that level? Through the ranking system. You get positioned.
De La Hoya didn't hold back, mocking Crawford's insistence that only the ring belt matters and accusing him of turning the WBC into an enemy. He suggested Crawford's success had gone to his head and delivered a personal jab. "I thought you had integrity. I thought you respected the sport."
Suddenly the WBC is the enemy and the ring belt is the only one that matters? I mean, seriously, Suleiman has to be rolling in his grave. Literally. I mean, it sounds like you're reading a script or something. Come on, you've been the ring mouthpiece and the chosen one since they came on board 2 years ago.
The old guard clearly rejected Crawford's rebellion, but amid the chaos, Danny Garcia stepped in as a peacemaker. Calm and diplomatic, he acknowledged both sides, calling them right in their own ways. A rare neutral voice in a storm of opinions.
I see both ways. I see the WBC, I see Terence. They both right, to be honest. They both right. They both right in their own ways. You feel me?
Garcia acknowledged both Crawford's frustration and the WBC's role in the sport, offering a brief pause amid the chaos. Meanwhile, Crawford prepared his next move. Just days after being stripped, he hit back with a $50 million lawsuit, accusing the WBC of financial mismanagement, exploitation, and violating the Ali Act, demanding transparency on where sanctioning fees really go.
What are you talking about? You want me to pay you more than the other sanction bodies because you feel like you better than them. How in the world all the sanction bodies agree to the same amount, but you sit your motherfucking ass up there and say that I need to apologize to you?
Crawford's fight with Canelo reportedly made over $50 million, meaning the WBC's cut was substantial. His lawsuit isn't just about money, it's about forcing change. If he wins, it could set a legal precedent under the Ali Act, pushing all sanctioning bodies to operate transparently and inspiring other champions to challenge the system. But a victory could come at a cost, risking blacklisting or being blocked from major fights.
That don't even make sense. I'm the motherfucker that's putting my life on the line, not you. You ain't stepping your motherfucking ass in that ring. You or nobody else. You or nobody else.
The boxing world doesn't forgive rebels easily. WBC President Mauricio Suleiman claimed he respected Crawford and wished him success, saying he was always welcome back. But after the lawsuits, insults, and accusations, that door may already be closing. Crawford may have lost his belt, but he's launched the most important fight of his career, this time in court.
The matter is, there are rules, there are structures, there are forms, and the WBC only reason for existence is the fighter, the boxer.
Crawford is taking on an empire that controls boxing's foundation. Is he exposing corruption or burning his last bridge in the sport? Let me know in the comments. One thing's certain, this fight is far from over. For more boxing news, moments, and updates, subscribe and turn on notifications.